Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is Prehistoric Facts special episode number 209. We're going to be talking about a plant-eating dinosaur, and that plant-eating dinosaur is Riojasaurus. And so this is an artist's rendition of what Riojasaurus possibly looked like. This is actually really nice, well-detailed artist illustration due to a computer-generated model right here. And so, yeah, this is actually a very well done image right here. Some information about Riojasaurus. The name Riojasaurus means Rioja lizard. Its length is 22 feet or 6.6 meters. Now, there are some rumors out there of larger specimens, but that is still rumors. Nothing really definitive to say that. It's just basically a lot of estimated guesses because there's possibly some vertebrae that have been found that are larger than some of the other specimens, but that's to be determined. Height can be 5 feet or 1.5 meters. Weight is 1,800 pounds or to 2,000 pounds, and it lived 227 to 213 million years ago in the late Triassic period. And the fossils are found in Argentina, and they were described by Bonaparte in 1969. Now, I'm not talking about Napoleon Bonaparte. I'm talking about a different kind of Bonaparte, the paleontologist Bonaparte. So let's get that cleared out here. And so here on the left, we actually have a map of South America in this green country right here that is highlighted in green right here in the southern part of South America. That is Argentina, and the fossils are found in the northwestern portion of Argentina. And you can actually see here an image of the size of Riojasaurus. So this is not a very large dinosaur at all. This is actually kind of like a small to medium size dinosaur. I believe there has been multiple specimens of Riojasaurus that have been found, so we should have a pretty good guess of what the skeleton pretty much looked like. Uh, Shout out to Scott Hartman, who makes these really well detailed skeletal images out on the internet for everybody to see. And so, yeah, this is actually a very, very cool looking dinosaur. And let's actually talk about more about this animal. So Riojasaurus is a part of the Sauropodomorpha group of dinosaurs. So it's in that type of range. And like early portions of like early information books of paleontology, you might have heard the name prosauropods. That is no longer in existence anymore because it's a little bit like out of date, and so sauropodomorph fits very, very nicely with like the early versions of sauropods, but basically they're like not quite sauropods yet. So the Riojasaurus is not quite a sauropod, but it's got some of the features that will show it to become sauropods, and it is part of the Riojasauridae, so it's part of its own family group of sauropodomorphs. And characteristics of some of these sauropodomorphs, it's got a long neck and, of course, a small head with leaf-shaped teeth. This animal has leaf-shaped teeth, and so these are actually animals to strip leaves from, like, say, ferns and small trees and those sorts of things. And it has a very large thumb claw. So most of these sauropodomorphs, these like not quite sauropods, they actually have like these almost look like hands, so to speak, but they actually have a lot of like toes or fingers, and one of those toes or fingers has a huge claw in the front limbs, basically in the front limbs, and that can be used for defense, and it could also be used for digging. But mostly the tail is most likely to be the first defense, then the thumb claw. And this animal can be able to is able to walk on all four limbs, but can't rear up on its hind limbs, and so it can do double duty with its limbs. So it can walk on all fours. That's what it's going to do. But it can rear up on its hind legs, so the back legs, to be able to rear up to actually reach up to like certain types of trees to get the leaves. And of course, it is a herbivore, and so that's what most of the sauropodomorpha uh, is that they are sauropods. They're basically herbivores. And so the environment in which Riojasaurus lived in would have been warm and somewhat dry. It would have been wet and dry seasons. There's lots of trees, ferns, cycads, of course, no grass, no flowers. Well, there have been plenty of rivers, lakes, and ponds. And there have been a lot of insects, amphibians, reptiles, even mammal-like reptiles, pterosaurs, and other small dinosaurs. Now, the predators for Riojasaurus are mostly the predatory archosaurs, so something very similar to say Prestosuchus. I could not find anything from where the rock formation that Riojasaurus is found to find out what kind of archosaurs were probably around at that point in time. There probably hasn't been that much of fossil material for the predatory archosaurs just yet in that type of rock formation, but there are crocodilomorphs, but those are more likely uh, kind of small type of archosaurian type of reptiles. But there probably are some large predatory archosaurs that were around at that point in time, and that would have been the main predators for Riojasaurus. And the extinction of Riojasaurus is mostly due to climate change. The temperatures were climbing at that point in time, 213 million years ago, and Pangea was beginning to break apart. So there would have been a lot of earthquakes that would have been happening around that particular kind of point in time. Volcanic eruptions. I mean, the list goes on and on in terms of what would be happening when Pangea was starting to break apart. And so, but how it was going to be breaking apart is that the upper portion of Pangea was actually separating itself from the southern part of Pangea, which would have created Laurasia and Gondwana land. And so that's where you actually have the two other type of supercontinents that were around mostly in the Jurassic, but but then you actually have those types of continents there. But Pangea was still around, but it was beginning to break apart. And so here is the late Triassic around 220 million years ago. And you can kind of see in this image here, you can kind of see where Pangea was beginning to break apart. You kind of see where North America is. It was starting to break away from Africa and South America of Gondwana land, and so Laurasia was starting to become a thing of its own type of continent, and then Gondwanaland was beginning to become part of its own continent. And yeah, you actually get little itty bitty bits of these lakes that would have been the beginning of the Atlantic Ocean. And so yeah, the Atlantic Ocean began of the breakup of Pangea. And so yeah, this is a very well done image as well. And so the next episode will be on July 13th, 2023. I will record this ahead of time and I will actually schedule it to be released next week, Thursday, because I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, next week, Thursday, would be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs or another prehistoric life, feel free to email me at donachris71@gmail.com, or go to my Facebook page, Prince of Facts of Donachris. Like the page, yes, you post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers from private conversations. So please put your questions in the comment section. And for you YouTubers out there, like the videos, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys that are checking out my channel are not subscribed yet. So please feel free to uh, subscribe and also hit that like button, because how the YouTube algorithm works now is that the more likes the video gets, the more it spreads out to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, paleontology, geology, prehistoric life in general. And so please hit the like button for this video and other videos as well. And also hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell, so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. So I do weekly videos, and so hopefully you get those notifications. If you're not getting those notifications, sometimes this kind of does happen on YouTube. So all you have to do is unsubscribe and subscribe again, and then you actually hit that bell again, and make sure you have your notifications turned on if you're going to be getting my videos via notifications on YouTube. And also for you YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot in the Q&A episodes. So all of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome and have given me some great questions for the Q&A episodes. You guys are awesome, and it helps me out and also helps the channel out and for these Q&A episodes. You guys are awesome. Keep up the great work and make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I'll post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's our Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Notice for your younger people out there in the midst of listening, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians, it's the best motivation you can have for a good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you get a good job in the future. Okay, so next week, Thursday, on July 13th, in the Marathon County Public Library in Wausau, Wisconsin, would be my first summer event in that library. And this event will be talking about prehistoric sharks. And so, if any of you that are going to be in the Wausau, Wisconsin area on July 13th, and especially at 1 to 2 p.m. 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. I almost said Eastern, but it's Central Time. But if you guys are on the East Coast, it would actually be 2 to 3 p.m. But so yeah, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. I'll be talking about prehistoric sharks, and so and I'll be showing whole kinds of stuff. I'll be doing a presentation about sharks, what sharks are, their time on Earth's history, and we'll talk about some of the really cool and weird species of sharks that have been around for millions of years in, our, in Earth's history. And of course, I'll be showing some fossils and even replicas of shark teeth. And so hopefully you guys can actually make it to Wausau, Wisconsin on July 13th. 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time to check me out. Also, if you want to come and say hello, feel free to do so. And so, yeah, feel free to come on down and learn about some prehistoric sharks. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.